What's happening, everyone? Yeah, sound like I'm in a good mood, because I am. Today I'm cooking one of my favourite meals. Now, I love noodles. Oh, I love them. I don't eat many of them these days because I'm pretty much gone. But this noodle dish I really do love and enjoy. It's kind of like a Thai dish with rice noodles. Now, I'll go through the ingredients in a minute, as I always do. By the way, if it looks like I'm cooking in the sauna, it's because I brought the pans to the bowl already. Because this is kind of a time-consuming dish for that. However, I'll talk us through it. Now, I'm using chicken tenders, I'll go through that, vermicelli, some stock, some ginger, garlic, carrot, coriander and Choi. I'll go through it all as I'm doing it, as I always do. But if you're going to be sort of like, let me show you what the chicken tenders, we'll go through it all in a second as I do. But that's what's in the dish, basically. It's a Thai rice noodle dish. Now, I love noodles. Now, the rice noodles are the best for you because basically just ground down rice and then reformed into noodles. That's all. Get the Thai ones. The Thai ones are best because they're more natural. However, let's get the stock underway. Now, the stock is the most important thing because this is a noodle soup. Sorry, it's a noodle soup. So let's get the stock underway. Let's go through the ingredients again. Chicken tenders with the skin on, really important, right? I've left them in the tub because it's chicken and I don't want them on the board because I'm going to be chopping veggies on it. So coriander to finish, some carrot, pak choi. Now this bad boy, swear to God, it's one of the best vegetables for you. It really is. I'll go through it in a minute. Lemongrass, garlic, and these little atomic bombs, which I'll go through again in a minute. But let's get cracking with the stock because, again, it's quite time consuming. But it's as easy as this. Ginger, cube pieces. I don't know how much it is. About that much. So, it don't matter. Do you know what I mean? It's making the stock. Garlic is about 6 cloves in. Just straight into the boiling water, no frying, no bullshit. Just get it in. You're making the stock. Lemongrass. Now, don't just chuck the lemongrass in, right? If you can see down on the board, use the back of your knife, the heel of the knife, whatever you want to call it, and break it up a little bit. So you basically go from that piece of lemongrass to that bust up piece. You want the bust up piece because that's what releases the flavour. So I use 2 pieces of lemongrass. So there we go. Now, put the lid on. No, I'm going to let that infuse a little bit. So put the lid on. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this dish where they've gone all the ingredients in, then the chicken. Well, by the time the flavour comes out of all your ginger, your garlic and everything, and it's all out, your chicken's cooked. So get that stock full of that first and then put your chicken in. And it'll be more and more flavoursome. Now, while this is starting to come on the boat, these are stock pots, chicken stock pots, right? You don't have to put them in, you don't have to. I just like it a bit chickeny, if you know what I mean, chicken noodle soup. Right, now, let me just get rid of them. These bad boys, let me tell you. These are Thai finger chilies. Now, I used to love chili, you know what I mean, until the radiotherapy stripped everything out of my mouth. So now I'm very sensitive to it. So me personally, I leave them out because if you put these in, 2 of them, bruise them as well, just give them a little crack with the back of the knife, chuck them in. These little fuckers are the point of no return. And what I mean by that is, right, you're going to spend all this time on making a nice dish, overpower it with chili. When I say overpower it, blow your cap off and you ruin your dish. So until you know where your chili level is with these, a little tip for you, put a little bit in first. Stick half chili in first, see where it is. You can always put a little bit of sriracha on after. Now I'm going to move this because, I look like gorillas in the mist here. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, if you remember the film, you're as old as me. Right, so I'm going to move that along. Oh no, I'm not going to move it along. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the chicken. Now, so anyway, chili's up to you, right? I've not put it in because I'm having this for my tea in a bit. Me and Mickey. So I've got some sriracha chili sauce just to put in after to raise it up because, as I say, I'm chili sensitive. These are chicken breasts and they call them tenders because they've got the little bone left on, right? Put them straight in the stock. What I do is, I mean, I'm fast forwarding a little bit here. I'd bring that to the boil for a good 10 minutes first. A good 10 minutes. I've done it for like 4 or 5, whatever. Now I put 3 in because this is going to be my tea tomorrow. Tea tonight is, let me get rid of that, wash my hands. Right, always be careful with chicken. Always be careful with chicken. So, fast forward, I've been simmering this. Let's just say I've been simmering this for about half an hour, right? Here's another little pan. Now what I've done is, as you can see, I've tipped the stock out, and as you can see, there's bits of lemongrass and bits of ginger all hang. So I've just tipped it out, so it's the stock itself has gone through to another pan, and it's left these chicken tenders behind. Now, I'm going to just clean down the board because I get paranoid about chicken. I get paranoid about, chicken's not even touch the board, but I'm paranoid. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, anyway. Right, so, you drain that off into a pan through a sieve, right? So basically all that stock with all the chicken, the ginger, the garlic and so on is now coming to the boil underneath, right? So, take the chicken off. There's 2 here. I'm just going to make it for 1, but there's 2 here for, you know, myself and my little compadre there. And all of that stuff, as you can see, this, you just bin it. It's no good. All the flavours come out of it. See what I mean? Wandering around the kitchen should be better prepped. But I'm really terrible at this filming shit, I'm telling you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I bother, but our kids going, oh, do more. I'm like, fucking hell. Anyway, next. Excuse me. So we've got the chicken ready cooked, as you can see on this camera. Chicken already cooked. The vermicelli, right, this is rice vermicelli. Now, as you can see, it's just raw noodle. That's going straight in the bowl, raw like that. Raw like that, and you're going to go, hang on a minute. No, because it's that fine. The heat of this stock, it rehydrates it and cooks it because it's that fine. If you overcook it, you know what's going to happen? Just goes to mush. So you're best off it with a little bit of bite than mush, trust me. So let's get back to the pak choi. I'm going to push the chicken up. Now, the pak choi, as you can see, you know when you slice the bottom off, it's like 2 veggies. You've got the nice green on the top, and you've got this stem underneath that's beautiful and crunchy. Absolutely beautiful and crunchy. So I take the stem off. Oops. I take the stem off, get rid of that. And matchstick it. Just like the carrot. Now usually, I've got it all chopped. As we know, I've got it all chopped. You know what I mean? Now, the reason why I'm doing it now is because I wanted to show you the pak choi, that it's 2 veggies. Now, once you've got everything chopped, which now it is, I wanted to show you it's kind of like 2 veggies. And I separate it, and you'll see why. Because the stalk part cooks a lot quicker than the leafy green. The leafy green is more like, it's not far off lettuce. So it takes a flash second. So I don't even cook it. I put it on top and just pour the hot stock on it. So here we go. While this is boiling, you've got the carrot, chuck that in. Now, in this dish, I like the veggies to have crunch, crisp crunch. So if you bring this to the boil, the carrot, don't boil the carrot, do you know what I mean? Just blanch it, just so it's got a little bit of bite, do you know what I mean? That's where you want to be. Trust me, that's where you want to be. Now, this is going to go, now them 2 there, I bought these, by the way, you get these from any main supermarket. That's where I bought all of this from. So don't think, oh my God, I got to go to the Chinese supermarket. You don't. Just have a look in your supermarket. Now they're cheap. Now that can be one portion for lunch. If you want a really hearty evening meal, 2 of them. See where I'm going? So back to it. Right, carrots going on nice. I put this part of the pak choy in now, right? I put this part of the pak choy in now. And again, bring it to the boil, or just use that lid to bring it to the boil. Now the chicken. This is obviously the breast. You peel the skin back, take that off, and slice on an angle. Now this has been poached, this chicken. Right, now this is for 2, but I'll just do it for 1. I'll just do it for 1. So once this comes to the boil, I'm going to show you what I mean about rehydrating these noodles. Right, but I've just got to bring it to the boil. Which doesn't take long, takes about 2 minutes. But it's one of them dishes that's really, really clean and fulfilling. And it tastes clean because of the ginger and the garlic and everything else in it. It tastes goodness, you know what I mean? And that, see? Back to gorillas in the mist. See? See how quick? And by the way, that's it. That's all I want. So if you look, hang on, let me get a bit of space so you can see on this camera, right? So you've got noodles in the bowl. Now you can see straight away, them noodles are starting to give. Them noodles are starting to give straight away. Put the lid on, or a lid, plate, whatever you want, and just give it a few minutes, because while it's piping up, them noodles are rehydrating and cooking. Again, because it's so fine, they'll just cook in the hot stock. Because I've been, when I've been to Thailand many times, I've ate it and I've gone like, how did it keep the noodles with a little bit of, they don't cook them that sound. You know, you go to these street food stalls, they'll throw it all together. Sometimes if they're a bit thicker than that, than vermicelli, this is vermicelli, rice vermicelli, if it's a little bit thicker than that, they rehydrate them with cold water first. So all the cold water sucks up. Then when you put the hot water on, that takes them to the next little process. But I'm talking one above that. When you get to the thicker pak choy noodles, they're rehydrated, then they're stir-fried, and they're stir-fried in some sauce, because the bigger they take more to hydrate. But this vermicelli noodle, perfect as it is. Now once it gets to this point, and by the way, the longer you leave it in there, the better. See? Do you see that? See? They're all rehydrated, and you just move them around a little bit. You know what I mean? So they take that stock. Now that will be, mate, absolutely delicious. Now to finish the dish. I think a bit of carrot went in my drawer then. It's going to do me head in. I'll be tearing that drawer apart later until I find the carrot. Anyway, and it might be me, it might not have gone in. Anyway, so we've got the chicken. So you've got your noodle soup, place the chicken on top. This, the pak choy, the leafy stuff, give that a good scout. Now this part, I dip this underneath the stock, right? Just so it wilts it slightly, right? And what I mean wilt it slightly, put it underneath the hot stock around the side and it will wilt it slightly. Now that will take on, again, the flavour. And then I finish it off with some nice fresh coriander. Right, now, here we go. There we go. A bowl of chicken noodle soup. How good does that look? And trust me, it is. It really, really is. You know what I mean? I've been over to Thailand many times and more or less lived on this. And believe me, it looks like a big bowl of food. And yeah, it is. But it's one of them dishes, you know, when you eat, it's like, oh, you feel good for like at least a good couple of hours. And then after it all, you want to do it again. You know, if you're greedy like me, and when I was out there, I was diving, I was doing a lot of diving. So you build up an appetite. So I was having that a lot. So anyway, there we go. Be good to yourself, be good to each other. Please try this, right? Please try this. Don't faff around. get all your ingredients set out, get all your ingredients done, and just cook. Just get behind the pans and cook, you know what I mean? Don't mess about. Right, everyone says, how did you get to sort of like cook on that level, right? And I've said, well, the first time I made an omelette, do you think it was like perfect? Do you know what I mean? Like Michel Roux did or something like that? No, it wasn't. I burnt the arse out of it, do you know what I mean? But do you know what I did? Didn't give up. Just kept trying. Next minute, nail it. If you want to learn more about cooking, you watch people who know about cooking. It's as simple as that. If you want to learn how to be a race driver, you watch people who drive race cars. No matter what it is, no matter what your interest is. If your interest is in cooking, again, don't just watch this. I simplify it. You know, I simplify it. I can make it a lot harder, but what's the point of that when you're not going to try it? This kind of food you should try because it'll make your life better. Believe me. It did me. It made me recover. Anyway, I'm talking about food and I'm waffling on again. So apologies. I'm going to say, love you all. Be kind. Be good and take care. I'll see you soon.